Hello everybody. Mình đổi giờ rồi đó nha. So I think it's 9 a.m. in Vietnam. 9 or 10? Go back an hour. 9. It's 9 a.m. in Vietnam, I think. Good morning, Vietnam. How is everybody? Mới đó mà một tuần rồi đó. Okay. If you're watching from the United States, let me see a 1. Let me see. Who's watching? If you're watching from Vietnam, let me see a 2. Hello, chị Minh Châu. And I see Bảo Quang. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? So, we changed the time. We fell back an hour. Hello, Jenny. Alan. Okay. Lots of ones. Lots of ones luôn. Trời ơi là một rừng. Một rừng. Một rừng số 1 luôn. Okay. Very, very good. Okay, cho nhạc xuống đi. Everyone down. Vũ trường. Vũ trường. Isn't vũ trường, doesn't that also mean like stadium? Something like that, right? Hello, Mr. Vũ trường. And oh, we got a 2. We got a 2 in here. And hello, Phát. Hello, Phát. Phát is in the house. We have cái ông Douglas này nè. Nhiều lúc ông coi, ông không biết ông hiểu gì không, nhưng mà Hy vẫn coi. Rất là dễ thương luôn. That means, I don't know if you understand most of the stuff that I say, Douglas, but, I mean, Dennis, but thank you for watching. Okay, we've got Dad Vũ trường. Vũ trường, the dance floor, hả? Oh, không biết là anh Vũ trường này có biết nhảy không ha? Tên Vũ trường mà không biết nhảy là bad đó. Okay. Okay, wow. You guys are so talkative today. Sometimes mình go live and mình đặt câu hỏi, mình phải ngồi đó mình đợi coi có ai trả lời không. Nhưng mà hôm nay quý vị rất là, look at this, you guys are, gì? Trường không có dấu huyền. Như vậy là trường chứ đâu phải là trường mà không có dấu huyền. You mean trường. Vũ trường. Okay. See, cái gì chứ Leyna mà đọc tiếng Việt mà không có dấu là hơi nguy hiểm đó nha. Okay, very good. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Right now it is 6:03 p.m. in Los Angeles, California. It's about 9 p.m. over there on the East Coast, right? And then I think it's 9 a.m. in Vietnam. Hình như vậy, mình đổi giờ rồi. Oh, why, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I have a couple of announcements. Phải nói trước cho thôi quên nha. Do you remember when I said that we would talk about skincare for 40 plus? Hình như bữa đó mình nói là 42 plus or 45 plus. I think we said 45 plus. But we're going to do 40 skincare for 40 plus, 40 and over. Nhưng mà if you're not 40, you know why you should watch? So that you can learn. You can learn all the mistakes that we old people make. And mặc dù quý vị là phụ nữ nha, hoặc là if you're a man, you have skin. Do you have skin? Okay, it'll help you too. Okay? Okay. So we're going to do that. And I have the lovely Kyla. Kyla is going to join me. She, wait a second, how old is she? Well, we'll ask her. Nhưng mà that is going to be on November 16th. Quý vị viết xuống để quý vị nhớ. Như vậy là không phải thứ 5 tuần này mà thứ 5 tuần tới nha. So November 16th, we are going to do skincare for 40 and over. All right? All right. And I also want to remind you, if you haven't heard yet or if you haven't seen it yet, to try to catch my show on SBTN every Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, SBTN. Đây có ai coi SBTN không? And I think hình như khán giả SBTN a little bit older. Vì hôm giờ có rất là nhiều người email Leyna, and they seem to be older. But that's great. That's great. They want to learn. And they've reached out to me for help for their retirement, and it's pretty awesome. Ok. Cho đàn ông luôn không? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Nhiều người đàn ông họ nói là họ không có cần nha. Họ nói gì mà dưỡng da này kia họ không có cần. Nhưng mà I think they do care. I think they care. So, yes, men are welcome. Mike, you're absolutely gorgeous. Well, thank you very much, Mike. Okay. Rồi. So tonight, we're doing a thing on myths. Myths about IUL. Myths, tiếng Việt là gì? Myth, I looked it up earlier and myth, trời ơi, now I forgot. Top 10 myths about IUL. Myth là sao? Myth là nhiều người họ nói, rồi họ nói nhiều quá, xong nhiều người khác tưởng đâu đó là sự thật. Because you hear so many people saying it, you think it's the truth, but it's a myth. That means it's, and we're going to do some fact checking. Okay? Myth chứ không phải là myth nhá, myth nè. Oh, now you're going to have to make me look it up. Tại vì I looked it up and I said, I've used this word. Huyền thoại. Is that right? Huyền thoại. Does that make sense? Okay, huyền thoại. Yeah. So, là nhiều lúc mà người mình hay có cái là truyền miệng á, and then người này thật sự họ không biết, nhưng mà khi mà họ truyền cho người khác, họ nói giống như là họ biết. Bởi vậy cái người nghe tin. So that's the problem when people don't fact check and they repeat something even though they don't even know if it's true or not. But so many people repeat it and nobody questions it. It becomes a myth. Okay? Bí ẩn hả? Hình như bí ẩn chị đã từng nghe rồi nhưng mà I don't know what it means. So who knows? Nhưng mà thì đó, nó sơ là nói như vậy đó. Nếu mà ai mà dịch ra cho cái gì cho nó đúng nó hay hơn, let me know. But top 10 myths. Huyền thoại is mysterious. Oh, okay. Myth là huyền thoại. I don't know. Bởi vậy kiểu này mà ngồi đây I can't. Okay, so first of all, you have to know what an IUL is. Okay, let's find out what an IUL is. Sorry for all the noise. And people hear it, they still don't understand it. So let's understand what it is first before we get into the myths. Chị Minh Châu nói là myth là tin đồn hoặc huyền thoại. Okay, well, whatever the case. Misinformation. Sự nhầm lẫn. Jenny này nói nghe hay á. Okay, very good. So that's that, okay? So what is an IUL? An IUL stands for Indexed Universal Life. It is a type of permanent insurance that lasts the policyholder's entire life or the insured's entire life. If you pay correctly. And that's like with every product. Okay? Unlike traditional life insurance, IUL has cash value that's tied to a market index like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ Composite, Dow Jones Industrial Average, many different indices that you can choose from. Nên một bên là bảo hiểm, nhưng mà bên kia là sự đầu tư. Okay? Nhưng mà you're not directly in the stock market, which is why if the stock market crashes, you're not going to lose your money because of that. Yeah? Rồi. Okay. So, you got to understand what it is first. The benefits of an IUL. Of course, you've got the death benefit. Tiền tử. If you die, your beneficiaries receive the death benefit. Same thing as face amount. It also has living benefits. That's my favorite. Why? Why is it my favorite? I like living. Okay. Như vậy là ngoài cái tiền tử, mình xài được tiền tử khi mình đang sống, chứ không có phải là phải chết mới có người hưởng. That's called living benefits. Okay? Like if you're sick, mình lấy cái tiền đó mình trị bệnh, mình không có cần phải là kéo tiền túi. Hoặc là mình cần tiền á, sau này á, về hưu. Quý vị cần tiền, mình lấy ra mình xài được. Those are called living benefits. Okay? And then you've got that cash value. Cash value that other types of insurance may not have. So like, term insurance là no cash value rồi đó. Term insurance nó rất là rẻ. Sometimes nó rẻ mà tiền tử nó cao. Nhưng mà no cash value. Okie dokie. So now you can tell that there's a lot of benefits of an IUL. So it sounds like, oh, it sounds great. However, only if it's structured and managed properly. Manage là sao? Quý vị, bây giờ quý vị mà ra ngoài mà mua một cái IUL, rồi mua xong, and then that's it. Quý vị không bao giờ nghe nói chuyện với cái người agent nữa. Okay? 5 năm sau, 10 năm sau, sometimes 15, 20 năm sau, không có nói chuyện với người đó nữa. Then they're not managing it. And if you don't, then you could fail. Nên khi mà mình vào một cái hợp đồng như vậy á, okay, nó không có phải là chỉ là cái hãng bảo hiểm, mình muốn cái hãng đó is a good company, financially strong, nhưng mà you need an agent who's gonna watch it, who's going to manage it. You have to rebalance your portfolio. Anyone who knows anything about investing will know you always have to rebalance your portfolio. You can't just go to sleep. Okay, you can't set it and forget it. You can with the whole life. You set it, forget it. You know why? Because you can't change it. Nhưng mà nhiều người vào whole life bởi này sau này họ không có tiền. Hoặc là họ phải đóng nhiều năm hơn. Hoặc họ bị lỗ nữa. Rồi họ kêu là họ bị gạt. No. It's all in writing, quý vị ơi. Jenny, how do I know if it's structured correctly? One, I've made many videos on this. If you have one, Jenny, email me and I will show you. I will show you what numbers to look at. Okay? Because there are many ways to structure it. And if the agent doesn't know what they're doing and you don't know, then you're in trouble. Okay, back here. So it's great. All of these benefits, nhưng it has to be structured and managed correctly. So here, let's take a look at the top 10 myths. That's a fun word. Myths about IUL. Cái chữ này nói hơi khó nha. M-Y-T-H. Rồi phải là thêm cái chữ S ở sau nữa. Myths. 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 Okay. Whoops. Index universal life is too good to be true. Okay? That is a myth. I tell you, I hear it all the time. When I talk to clients and I show them and they say, oh man, this sounds too good to be true. Because it is amazing if structured correctly. So, yeah, it sounds too good to be true, but it is a legitimate financial product that has been around for decades. It's not new. It's only new to you. You haven't heard about it. It's been around for decades and it's offered by reputable insurance companies. So then all you have to do is find yourself a good agent, me, to help you with it. Okay, nhưng mà it's not new. It's been around, okay? Rất là nhiều người CPA cũng không biết, accountant cũng không biết. In fact, I have clients who are CPAs and accountants. Myth number 2. And I just heard this one the other day. Index universal life is only for the wealthy. So the other day I talked to someone and I gave him a plan and he showed it to talked to his financial advisor about it. And the financial advisor told him, oh, that's just for the wealthy. That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay? It is more expensive than term insurance. That is true. Term insurance mình mua rất là rẻ, tiền tử rất là cao. Nhưng mà that's not what you're buying IUL for. Mình đâu có mua IUL để tiền tử cao đâu. Mình mua để tiền tử thấp để mình lấy tiền cash. Right? Nếu mà tiền tử quá cao, you're not going to get cash. So it is more expensive than term insurance, but it's still accessible to a lot of people. It offers flexible premium and death benefit options. And then the money that's inside it can be used for anything. So if you compare saving inside an IUL versus saving inside like a 401k or an IRA or a Roth, right? There are limitations to those other vehicles. I'm not saying you shouldn't have them. I have them. I have a lot, but that's because I have a very diversified portfolio. Okay? So in an IUL, you can use your money for whatever you want. It's your money. So like, do you want to blow it on a trip to Vegas? Go ahead. It's your money. Like, don't do it, but you could. You could. Okay? Myth number 3. Some people say or think that IULs or Index Universal Life is too risky. Okay? They think it could be too risky. It is true that poor market performance can affect the cash value. Of course that's true. It's not magic. But it is still more conservative than investing directly in the market. There's a floor that protects you from market downfall. And the policies are backed by the financial strength of the insurance company, which is why you want to go with a good company. All the carriers that I work with are great companies that have been in business for over 100 years, and guess what? They never changed their name. Còn như nhiều lúc mình mua mấy cái chỗ mình cứ nghĩ là nó rẻ nha. Vài năm sau nó change cái tên, vài năm sau nó change cái tên khác, because they're being bought out. Okay, they're being bought out. Okay, so there is a floor that can protect you from market downfall. Okay. Index Universe Life is too complicated. I don't know if that's a myth. I mean, it's more complicated than term. Term is very easy, right? But they're still pretty straightforward. This is how they work. They allow policyholders to allocate their premium payments into 2 separate accounts. So you've got one for death benefit, and then you've got one that accumulates cash, so cash value, earns interest based on the performance of a stock market index. That's basically how it works. So do you want it to perform the way they illustrate it? Then you have to pay the way you say you're going to pay. And the agent has to keep an eye on it. There's actually a very good example of like the worst decade in recent history for finances, right? From like the year 2000 to 2010. We had 2 crashes, 2 market downfalls. It was awful. And it took most people, add 2 more years, it took most people until 2012 to recover their losses. That's just to get back up to where they were. But people who were in an IUL actually made money. Okay, hold on. How? If the market crashed, how did they make money? They made money because they didn't lose 40% when the market crashed. Okay, so those 2, actually there were 5 down years, but 2 very bad years. They didn't go backwards when everyone else who was at any type of risk in the market lost something. So it took them, the people who lost money, 12 years to get it back to even. But people who were in index products with a 0% floor didn't lose any money, and when the market started to recover, started making money. Myth number 5. I hear this one all the time. Myth number 5, it's a scam. They say it's a scam. And this misconception is often brought on by people who probably had a bad experience with their own insurance company. And I have to say, it is the fault of bad agents. It's the fault of bad agents. So we've got agents who are selling this product, right? Who are writing these products for their clients. And even the agents really don't know how to maximize the benefits. Even the agents really don't understand everything there is to understand about it. Try asking them. Ask a question. There are agents where I ask them a question, they do not know the answer. And do you want to be handing over your future to someone who doesn't know? Of course not. So it's not the product or the insurance company, okay? It is agents who aren't doing the best they can or don't know enough, and then customers who aren't really knowledgeable. They don't know what the heck they're doing either, right? So if you pay like you say you're going to pay, and the agent keeps track of it and rebalances your portfolio for you, you're going to do better than if, one, you just leave it in there and forget about it, or two, you're risking your money elsewhere and you're not protected. So it is not a scam. I would not be risking my reputation on a scam, okay? It is a legitimate financial product offered by reputable insurance companies. But as with any financial product, it is important to do your research, and you have to work with a trusted advisor. You have to understand the benefits and the risks of IUL. If you're the type of person who, like, you can't commit, and I have a lot of clients like this, and so when I talk to them, I know, and there have been people I've turned away, and I said, I'm not going to write this for you. You could go find someone else, they'll write it. Trust me, they will. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to be the person you remember, okay? Ruined it for you. Because I can tell when people don't understand the product. I can tell when people are going to go in there in like 5 years and surrender it, and then they lose money. I don't want that to happen. So it's not for everybody, okay? It is not a one-size-fits-all. Myth number 6. I love this one. I love this one because when people just say things and then they don't have anything to back it up. The myth is IULs high fees and charges. Everyone will always bring that up. Yes, they can have more fees than term life insurance. They are more expensive than term life insurance. But the benefits are also more. And if you structure this correctly and you fund it correctly, okay, the money that you earn in it will offset it so that the fees that you end up paying, the cost of insurance actually, you have to compare that to what else you're paying when you're doing something else. For instance, the taxes that you have to pay on your 401k. Did you think about that? So do you say those are not fees because they call it a tax? That's crazy. To me, I'm going to look at the money I'm making and the money I'm going to have to pay out. Okay, so whether it's in fees, charges, taxes. So I'm okay paying my $186 a year admin fee because I know what it is and it's fixed. My 401k, by the time I take it out, I have no idea how much tax I have to pay on that. You don't either. The government doesn't either. Your financial advisor won't really know either. They can only estimate but we really don't know, right? But if you're looking at fees, you have to compare it to something else that you're looking at, and then you have to consider that taxes, that's part of your cost. That's a fee. So don't forget the taxes. So yeah, I would rather grow money, take it out, not pay taxes. And there's a cost of insurance, but that I have a death benefit. I don't have that with an IRA. So let's compare apples to apples. When I write a policy and then someone talks about fees, I love it because you know what? I can tell them year for year. Print it out, show them this year, this year, this year. And there are companies that don't show them. There are agents who don't want to show them. I love it when people say, what about the charges? I'm like, yeah, great. Here, take a look. And so it's a long-term investment. You cannot compare the fees in year one. That's crazy. And so if you're going to do that, then I'm going to do the same to the other products. 401k, you put your money in there. Can you take it out the next day? No. The next year? No. Depending on your age. The next 10 years? No. You have to be 59 and a half, or you have to pay a 25% penalty. That's a high fee. Okay, so you have to compare what you're paying versus what you're getting. And so if you live long, and I hope you do, then the benefits that you are getting, you personally are getting, compared to the cost, it's not high. It is not high compared to your 401k, compared to the taxes you'll be paying with your brokerage account, right? Now, if you die soon, if you die early, if you don't live long, well, if you die early, whatever you have in your 401k and whatever you have in your IRA, that's all that you have. And really, it's not your money yet until you take it out. But then you pass along the tax liability to your beneficiary. With an IUL, you could die the next day. You might have only put a grand in. But if your death benefit is $900,000, family gets $900,000. So because of the risk, which is all on the insurance side in the beginning, the fees are front-loaded. They're going to look high. Now, down the road, look at when you're 80. Then look at all the costs. Average it out. Then you will see. So don't just, manyang ito na, oh, it's expensive, and then you don't ask any questions. That's ridiculous. Like anyone who, right? So empower yourself with knowledge. If you hear something, ask for some information to back it up. Okay? So we know fees are more than term insurance, but the benefits, including cash value and other stuff, you don't get with other products. The fees are front-loaded, so early surrender will be expensive. It is a long-term investment. Now let's look at something else, like say, a CD. So you buy a 5-year CD and you're going to get 5% interest. Let's say a year into it, you want your money back. You want it out. You think you're going to earn what they promise? Of course not. So why should it be any different for a product that's actually offering you so much more than your own money? Right? Right. IUL is always tax-free investment. It is not. It is not. It's one of the best things about it that it can be, but is not always tax-free. Withdrawals and policy loans may be subject to taxes if the policy is fully surrendered. In order to avoid paying income tax on amounts above your cost basis, that's the money that money that you put in, the policy must stay in force until death. It is life insurance. You want to keep it until you die. And if you do, it's all tax-free, including the death benefit, including the money that you took out to buy a house, okay? Including the money you took out to pay for some sickness treatment of your illnesses. it is tax-free if it's not fully surrendered. So if you're looking for a way to put money in, earn a lot of interest, and then just take it all out, don't do it in life insurance. Okay? But if done correctly, yeah, it's all tax-free. IUL is risk-free. Well, it offers a zero loss guarantee. So you cannot lose money because of what's happening in the market. However, you have to understand that if the market performs poorly, if it crashes, okay, always in the negative, we got to see how long that happens, okay, how early on it happens, when it happens during your policy. But yes, there are insurance costs. So there is a possibility that if you earn no money, but the cost of insurance, of course, goes up as you get older, that you could lose value if you're not performing the way it's supposed to perform. Which is why the best practice, and this is cái này rất là khó để nói cho khách hàng hiểu nè. The best thing for you to do is overfund it. You overfund an IUL. Overfund it up to the IRS limit. What that's doing is this. You're going to put money into an account and you're going to say, give me the lowest death benefit allowed by law to keep this whole thing tax-free so that I can invest my money and use it tax-free. Right? So again, it's got to be structured correctly and you have to pay correctly. So if I design a policy for you and you say you're going to pay $500 a month for 10 years and you don't, well, then it's not going to perform as illustrated, right? And I'm conservative. So like, I don't show you, oh, this is the money you're going to make at, 9%. That's silly. Some companies do it. A lot of agents do it. I know. But I'm not going to be that agent because I'm sticking around. Some agents write the policy and then you never see them again. So they can promise you the moon, and when it fails, then you get mad at the company. You don't get mad at your agent. That's wrong too. You have to fund it as much as possible, especially early on. Là tại vì sao? You're earning compounded interest. So you want your cash in there, and because it compounds, like the more money you have in there, the faster it's going to grow, right? And the more it's going to grow. So if you do $100 a month, it's going to grow like this. Oh, look, it's not even moving. Actually, it is. You can't see it. It's just moving very slow. But if you're doing $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, okay? And the next year it compounds. Each year when it goes up, it's going to grow faster. And the bigger it is, when it compounds, it grows bigger. And as you get older, your cash value goes up. Okay? The amount of death benefit, and it's actually a little very complicated to get into right now, but the higher your cash value, the lower your costs actually are, even though you're getting older. I probably skipped ahead of myself. Okay, so you want to overfund it if you can. And that's why I always go through and I budget, okay? I'd ask people how much money they make a month. Then I see what their expenses are. And then I know what they have extra. And then I'm telling them, this is like a Roth. Most people know what a Roth is. Quý vị biết Roth mà phải không? Roth is after-tax dollars. And then when you grow it, they don't make you pay taxes on the gains. I like that. Nhưng mà Roth has rules. You can only put in there $6,500 if you're over 50 a year, or $7,500 if you're 50 and over. Once you put it into a Roth, okay, you have to wait 5 years before you take the money out for it to remain tax-free. If you're young, then you have to keep it in there until you're 59 and a half. And if the market goes down, you could go backwards. You can lose some money. This is like a Roth in that if it grows, you take the money that's yours, you don't get taxed on it. Unlike a Roth, no age limits on when you can take the money out. You can take it out with, there's cash in there, you can take it out. That's why you have to be disciplined. You can put as much money as you want in there when it's designed that way. That means there's no maximum, right? And really there's no minimum. So when I work with people, I want to know what works for them. It has to be good for your family. And then you should also understand, once you get into an IUL, it's flexible. So let's say I say now I can afford $2,000 a month right now, because that's what I want to save. Because if I get a paycheck and after paying my expenses, I have, say, $4,000 extra, I'm going to put $2,000 away for my retirement. I'm not going to touch it. Well, if you put that money in a savings account, well, with inflation, then you're losing money. I'm going to put it in an IUL. I'm not going to touch it. And let's say 2 years down the road, I lose my job. I can't afford to pay that anymore. Well, then we can lower it. You have to lower it. I want you to keep the policy until you die, which means when things change in your life, we will lower the premium so you can keep your policy. We can lower the death benefit to make it make sense. The worst thing you can do is have changes in your life and then not tell your agent about it, not make any changes. Okay? We have to do that. So, quý vị ơi, cái này á, mình mà biết cái cách xài nó, yeah, it's a tax code. So, you have to have an agent who's going to work for you, and not just in the beginning. Nhưng bao nhiêu người Leyna nói chuyện với họ, họ nói là cái người agent viết xong bán xong rồi, you never hear from them again. Okay, this is not a pair of shoes. This is not a pair of shoes. This is your retirement. This could be what you use for long-term care coverage. IULs only for young individuals, also a myth. Whoa, that's a big myth. Big luôn á. IUL can be appropriate for people of any age, really. Okay? Those who are closer to retirement, seeking a stable source of retirement income, it's great for that. It's all about time and money. So if you're older, you don't have as much time, but if you've got the money, we can make it work. And as you get older, this is something else people don't think about. Like the money in your IRA, the money in your 401k. As you get older and you're retiring, you cannot risk it in the market, because what happens if you have a crash and you lose 40%? You don't have time to make it up. So you need stable income, okay? There are products where we can guarantee what your income will be. Meaning you're going to get guaranteed lifetime income. There are products that you can do, protect your money. Okay? And what is the last myth here? Myth number 10. IULs are one size fits all. I changed to this. IULs will implode when you get older. Why did I change it to this? Because this should be a concern. And I hear people say this a lot. Oh, because people know as you grow older, the cost of insurance goes up. So they think, oh, IULs are going to blow up later in life. If you structure it correctly, if you fund it correctly, your cost of insurance can actually go down when compared to what you're making, right? So the money that you are making and your costs, when their cash value is high compared to your death benefit now. So if everyone does what they're supposed to, it could be amazing. But unfortunately, there's so many people out there who don't understand it, who aren't doing what they're supposed to do. And it starts from when the agent does not do the minimum death benefit for you. So remember, there are many ways to structure it. And if your whole thing is, I want cash, that's all I want. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want cash, you have to put in the minimum death benefit allowed by law. And I do that for probably 95% of my clients. Minimum death benefit. That's like, we can't go any lower than that. And that allows them to invest their money, earn a lot of cash value, and not pay $1 of tax. Tax-free income in retirement. If you haven't thought about it yet, you have to. Like, honestly, at least 40% of your retirement should be in a tax-free vehicle. Because right now, everything you have is taxable. And when they raise taxes, I did not say if, and when they raise taxes, you're going to pay more. Right? Oh, it's awful. So there you go. That is also a myth. But you do need more than just an IUL. Anyone out there who says, put all your eggs in one basket? No. Comprehensive planning is the best for your future. Properly structured and managed IUL, great. But do not put all your money in one. No, you should have other things out there. Right? And we can help you with that. I can help you take a look at what you have and see if it's the best way moving forward. A lot of things go into it. So for those of you who don't know, my husband is a financial advisor for Merrill Lynch. And so if there's anything that I can't help you with because I don't have the securities license, right? So what Denny does for a living is he manages IRAs, 401ks, Roths, does comprehensive financial planning. He, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, like everything. And then I handle the safety stuff. Are you protected? Do you have life insurance? If something happened to you, what would happen to your family? How do we protect you? And then that's insurance for your life. How about insurance for your money? We can do that too. We can protect your money so that you have guaranteed lifetime income that you cannot outlive. That means take care of yourself, right? Be healthy, be happy, live long, and have the money to keep up the lifestyle that you want. So we can review your existing plans because I know sometimes very difficult to understand. We can take a look at them. I love helping people figuring out their budget. It's amazing to me how most people don't even, and it's usually the people who, make good money. They don't really budget because it's always there. Like they're never hurting for money. So they don't know how much they're spending. If you have questions, we can show you options. But remember that you have to qualify. Okay? Again, we're not buying shoes. We're not buying shoes. Although I'm a size 6 if you're out looking. You have to qualify for many of these plans. And we can help you. Also, very, very important today. I'm always learning more. I'm always trying to find out what else is out there. Is there something that I don't know? Is there a company that I should be working with that I'm not right now? Is there a product that is so amazing that I need to make available to people? And of course there are. No one knows everything. And today I was able to find a product that is going to help actually a few people that I've been talking to. If you're not insurable, mình có những vấn đề sức khỏe nha. Cancer, other very serious chronic illnesses, right? Some people with liver disease, diabetes, you're taking 5 meds, whatever it is. There are people who right now will not qualify. And there are other options for them. And the one that I just got familiar with today, and then now I have a meeting with that company, where you can put money in and you can get up to 3 times your money. So let's say mình bỏ 100.000 đồng vào, just to an even number so it's easy. So you put in 100,000, you can get $300,000 long-term care coverage. So if you need long-term care coverage, you get up to 300,000. But let's say you stay healthy and you don't use that money. Okay? Then you can get your money back plus a little interest that it's earned. It's not going to be a lot of interest. There's going to be a little bit of interest, but you don't lose all your money. And that's a way, nhất là những người mà not insurable. Bây giờ mua, không ai bán cho mình đâu đó, mình bị bệnh rồi đó. And nhất là những người mà bị bệnh rồi, you know that down the road you may need long-term care. So you need a way to pay for it. Right? This is a great way to do that. So triple your money. Nhưng mà if you don't need it, then you take your money back with a little bit of interest. So you're not going to lose your money. But the protection is there. Okay? Anyway, there's so many other products. And I love learning about it. And sometimes I get a case that's very difficult or different, and I love trying to figure a way to help them. So there you go. Okay. Jen is watching us from Phoenix. Over leveraging is risky. Well, over leveraging anything is risky. Again, especially in an IUL, if you want to benefit and use it to its maximum potential, you have to pay the way you say you're going to pay. And it's got to be managed properly, which means the agent you're using. So are you confident that the person who's writing up this policy for you, 1, knows what the heck they're doing, 2, will help you when you need the help, and 3, will actually be paying attention to your policy? Unfortunately, so many agents out there, done. They write it, it's done. They don't even look at it again, ever. And that to me, that's crazy. Like who does business that way? And that's the reason why life insurance gets such a bad rap. And that's why we got all these myths out there, because of bad agents and people who've had bad experiences, mostly because they had a bad agent, right? So there you go. There's someone from Mỹ Tho. Em tên Mỹ mà Mỹ Tho. Oh, em from Mỹ mà Mỹ Tho. Okay. Very nice to see you, Em. Okay, there you go. So if you have any questions, there's my email on the screen. November 16th is when we're going to do the skincare for 40 plus. November 16th is a Thursday. And that's it. Very nice to see everybody. Wow. I hope you guys have been listening, because you guys have been very quiet. But mostly that's because I asked no questions. Here's another thing. You don't know what you don't know. Quý vị có bao giờ nghe cái câu đó chưa? You don't know what you don't know. They don't know what they don't know. Là sao? Như vậy là mình không có cần là phải feel bad hoặc là mình có tự ái, tại vì mình không biết, mình không hiểu nha. Cái gì chứ cái tự ái, you have to leave it at the door. Tự ái will not get you anywhere. I have clients who are accountants and CPAs. Họ deal với thuế nào, họ deal với tiền bạc, họ deal với finance nào. I even have some financial advisor clients. Just because you're in finances, just because you work with numbers, just because you're doing taxes, doesn't mean that you know all that's available out there. So if anyone wants to find out, look up tax code 7702. No one needs to look up tax code 401 section K. that would be the 401k. Nhưng mà look up 7702. That's what we're doing. It's legal, it's legitimate, it's just a tax code. So if you know how to do it, you can take advantage of it. Phải không? Yeah. Người này nói là gửi email cho Leyna lâu rồi hả? Mà không thấy trả lời. Gửi lại đi nha. Là tại vì trust me, I answer emails very quickly luôn. Nên là chắc có cái gì trở ngại mới không nhận được đó. So there you go. Don't feel bad that you don't know about it. Find out. Just don't, right? Which is why I love it. I've got clients who are financial advisors and CPAs, and I love, they understand it like that right away when I tell them. And I said, like, let your friends know. You don't know what you don't know. Nhưng mà đừng có vì phải mình không biết nên mình bắt đầu mình nói những cái là not true. Right? So don't be spreading bad information out there because you don't know. Right? Like that one myth that this is only for wealthy people, that is like a really old school, old time myth. And I can't believe I just heard it the other day from a financial advisor for someone I was talking to. And it's because she didn't know. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And then sometimes they nói lại cho những người financial advisor, những người đó họ là financial advisor nhưng họ không biết về những cái kế hoạch như vậy nên họ feel whatever, hoặc là họ feel giống như là nếu mà người đó cứ tiếp tục mà đầu tư trong những cái kia đó thì cái người đó họ make money. Right? So IRA, stocks, bonds, mutual funds này kia. Còn như bây giờ Leyna nói, tại sao mình không có bỏ tiền nơi một chỗ mà nó safe đi? Và mai mốt lời mình không đóng thuế, tại sao? Like I would do that all day long. Thì khi mà những người khác họ nghe họ không thích. Đó là một, yeah. So anyway, you don't know what you don't know, so find out, that's all. Right, that's all. Hello, Hugh. Thank you for sharing. Love your videos. Thiên Nga, you're welcome. Trâm nhớ email lại cho chị nha. Cái email là trên cái screen, trên cái màn ảnh bây giờ nè. LeynaWin@vangmai.com. And like for example, today I talked to một cô lớn tuổi rồi, cô 78 rồi đó, mà cô nói cô muốn mở cái Roth. And I said, why? Thì cô nghe xong rồi cô thích quá, cô nói là cô muốn làm như vậy. Nhưng mà not a good idea at her age. Bởi vậy cái gì nó cũng là phải là tùy theo trường hợp của mình. So it has to fit your life. You need to work with someone who's going to be around for you, right? Someone who's going to a year down the road, 5 years down the road. So right now, I am doing annual reviews for a lot of clients. And they're so surprised. They're so surprised là hồi trước họ mua bảo hiểm 15 năm. Không có ai bao giờ là gọi điện thoại cho họ luôn đó. Chứ đừng nói mà tìm hiểu có gì change trong cuộc sống không. Và cái hợp đồng bây giờ sao. They're not used to that kind of service. But you need that kind of service because you're dealing with your future. I know you want to help your friends. Mình mua này bà con, người thân. Be very careful nha. Nếu mà quý vị ngại, then you shouldn't do that. Okay? Khi mà họ bán cho quý vị, họ đâu có ngại đâu. Sau này quý vị lỗ, họ có trả cái tiền đó lại không? Of course not. Họ ngại không? Không luôn. Nhưng mà quý vị ngại, quý vị không có muốn hỏi họ. So don't do that to your future. Cái gì cũng đâu vô đó. If they're selling shoes, it's okay. You can buy a pair of shoes from them. Nhưng mà if it's your tài chánh, this is your future, make sure you do it right. Right? And nhất là mình làm việc với ai mà the best thing is họ là thẳng tính. You know what I mean? Có sao nói vậy? So I don't sugarcoat things. And that's the way it should be with your finances. Okay, rồi bây giờ mình nghe chút nhạc ha. Ooh, let me see. Where are we? Ooh, feeding the ducks. I like this one. Listen. So remember, November 16th, Thursday, skincare for 40 plus, male and female. And then maybe someday I do some other stuff. You love makeup. Quý vị thấy? I don't know. Can you see this here? Okay. Eyebrows, very important. Một hôm á, Leyna vẽ khi mà vẽ là xuống vậy ha. And then if you vẽ mà you vẽ cao mà you kéo nó ra, nó làm nó lift cái mắt mình. Có mấy em đang coi thích những video như vậy không? So anyway, we can do that another time too. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day in Vietnam. That's it. We'll see you Thursday for an English lesson. Email me if you have any questions. If you have an old policy, I'm happy to look at it and let you see what's going on. Okay? Okay. Everybody, bye. Good night.